Hey, what's going on guys, Khraze here and welcome back to another day in Marvel's Avengers. So I'm not sure if any of you were paying attention to this, but there's basically this controversy happening at the moment with a ton of people getting mad at the fact that Crystal Dynamics might just be over monetizing their game a little bit too much. Especially so quoting the fact that they are releasing the supposed battle passes in exchange for real world money. Now unfortunately I was expecting for this to happen at some point. It usually happens with any game that has some live service attached to it. But I think that there's a lot of misinformation online, a lot of clickbait articles only trying to paint half of the story when in reality there's a lot more to it than it's being made to be. So let's begin with where this controversy actually started. Yesterday Crystal Dynamics released this blog post right here on their website, pretty much giving the full detail and breakdown on how gearing up and customization will work in this game. Now the relevant bit is right here at the very bottom of the article, which is also what the news outlets exclusively focused on, because they completely skipped about 3/4 of the rest of the post that already detailed a huge number of ways to already get cosmetics for absolutely free without having to spend any real world money and only having to play the actual game. But even in the case of this last bit with the challenge cards, they only focused on that half of the story, but in reality you can get these for free forever, at the very least for the first 6 characters. So this is how the challenge cards actually work. They kind of function like battle passes, which is why I guess people compared it with that, in the sense that there are several levels, about 40 of them in total, and every new level that you achieve, it gives you a brand new reward. Sometimes it's in-game resources or in-game currency like units or even credits of course being the ones that you exchange for real world money, and then there's also cosmetics like nameplates, emotes, takedown animations, and the most valuable, which are these outfits. Now if you played the beta and if you were following the game, you already know that the first set of challenge cards are going to be absolutely free for everybody with no additional cost. So when you start playing the game on Tuesday or whenever you start to play it, you're going to be able to access these without having to pay anything additional on top of the game's price. The problem pretty much started with this sentence right here, where Crystal Dynamics announced that yes, in the future they will introduce new hero challenge cards for the post-launch heroes that will get released, but at the cost of about 1,000 credits, which is the equivalent of about 10 in-game dollars. But this is, I guess, where most people stopped reading, because the literal paragraph after this literally explains everything you need to know. So first of all, those 1,000 credits or $10 that you invest into these hero challenge cards or battle passes, call them whatever you want to call them, you will get them fully back once you level that up. So what this means is that once you have finished that challenge track, you can invest those 1,000 credits that you get back into future challenge tracks so that you don't ever have to pay for them again. On top of that, if you start with the free battle passes for the 6 starting characters, you already get them for free, which means that they also provide those 1,000 credits again for free, and you can further use them to invest in other challenge tracks for future characters. So in theory you can go about this without ever having to spend any more money on top of the initial sum for the game, which is that $60 or $70 depending on the edition that you buy. But that is pretty much it. Second of all, if you look at the contents of these battle passes, and even more so if you compare them with other battle passes from other games, you will see that what they contain is a pretty damn good deal, because there's at least 4 of these outfits in there, and they have a cost from anywhere from $7 all the way up to $14, and you're getting 1 legendary there at the end, a couple of epics, and I think that a couple of rares too. So that's already enough only from the outfits, but you're also getting the takedown animations, the emotes, the nameplates, and the credits and units on top of all of the other resource bundles that you're getting on this. So there's quite a bit in there for just $10, and even if you were to spend it on it, it would be money well spent than having to go in and buying individual items from the marketplace. Third of all, and I cannot stress this enough, you don't have to spend any real world money on any game if you don't want to. In fact, I highly encourage you to not do any of that and only give money when you feel comfortable with that. Even more so when Marvel's Avengers already has a lot of in-game means to get cosmetics in the first place. If you didn't read about this, let me break it down for you guys. First of all, you naturally get these by simply finishing the main story campaign, and this is going to give you access to several cosmetic outfits for all of the characters. Second of all, once you are done with that, there are other means to collect these. Of course, when you complete missions and deal with other types of activities in the game, you also get units as rewards. Units being the in-game currency that you earn naturally by just completing these activities. You can then take these units and go at any local cosmetics vendor and use them to purchase cosmetic options from over there. Again, anything from nameplates all the way up to outfits, including legendary and rare items that you get over there at the specialty tab. But there's plenty of options over here. They even rotate on a weekly and a daily basis, and I didn't even cover the fact that there's an additional option on top of that, which is through uncovering these patterns. So basically, patterns are end game types of rewards that you get from high-end activities, and you can get these at this machine right here and uncover them to get either a nameplate or even outfits further on top of the ones that already get rewarded to you by playing the game. So as I've said, plenty in-game means to get these without having to resort to real-world cash. This brings me to the fourth and final point, which is all about the fact that all of the post-launch content, which includes brand new story, brand new missions, new zones, new heroes with unique abilities, and of course those new villains, will all be released for absolutely free. If they chose to release this for additional money, then yes, I would be pissed about it, and I would definitely make my voice heard on that subject too. But that is not totally the case, and I definitely think that this is one of the more consumer-friendly types of live services that we've seen up until now, especially when you take into account the cash cow that is Marvel and how much stuff they could have done when it comes to all of this. But by far the most unreasonable expectation that I'm seeing being posted online quite often is the fact that people are still expecting a lot of these free content updates to be posted for absolutely free without any other means of monetizations being present in the game whatsoever. Like, how would the company and the game even survive past its 6 months if nobody is getting paid for the additional work that they are putting into the game to begin with? But anyway, I digress. This is the whole situation. Of course, you're free to make your own opinion on all of this. If you don't like the game, if you don't like any of its monetization options or anything in it, then don't buy it, don't play it. There's many other games you can go ahead and play. Everybody else who does enjoy the game is going to continue to do so without having to spend any additional money on top unless they really want to. But let me know down below what is your opinion on all of this. In the meantime, if you did enjoy this video, it would be super awesome if you left a like on it. Of course, if you want to get these videos as early as possible, then also consider subscribing and activating that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.